Thank you so much, and it's such a pleasure to be here. You know, all the years that I have been delivering material, not quite ready for television, not quite ready for so many things. I started to tour the last couple of years again, after many years. So many places, mostly in the college division, and mostly in the dinner theaters across the country. And I've seen so many young people in the audience, and I've always said to myself, why are they there? Why a Rusty Warren? From where does it come from? Is it any different? All the things that I've said on every comedy album I've ever made in the last 12 years, is it any different for the young children today as it is now for us and for them? And I have come to a conclusion in everything that I've ever said and everything that I've ever done. It hasn't changed, not really. The emotions, the insecurities, the basic guilt, and everything that the young people feel, oh, heavens knows we felt it too. And it wasn't so long ago. And when I started to tour, I started to write a couple of things that I would like so very much to share in this very important evening of our life. If I may have a moment to share it with you, I would like to. Keith Greco at the piano, ladies and gentlemen. Keith. Children out playing, I look at them all, and I say to myself, was I ever that small? I can't seem to remember, it was so long ago. It's funny how kids are impatient to grow. Right now, I'd like to turn back the years when only a scrape or a fall caused the tears. Were we as reckless as the kids are today, ignoring advice if they got in our way? Of course we were. After all, we were teens, not children, not adults, just sort of in-betweens. You know, we parents today have a way of knocking down our kids just for the way they're dressed, with their Levi's torn, shirts with crazy sayings, and sneakers, and nutty hairdos, long hairs, beards, all kinds of sort of ridiculous things. Well, I wonder if we remember what we looked like a couple of years ago. There isn't a woman out there over 35 years of age who didn't have a pair of elastic pedal pushers that just hugged her fanny when she walked, and her father looked at her and said, "Oh, where are you going looking like that?" She had a ponytail, clog shoes or loafers with pennies in them, and now, fellas, don't look at me like that. You weren't so great either. My, you wore zoot suits and peg pants and crazy shirts, purple and orange, which was different for you in those days. And of course, you had a haircut that wasn't to be believed. It had, well, it was sort of like a crew cut. Looked like a lawnmower ran over your back and over your head and let your ears stick out. It was sort of crazy. But of course, in that time, jitterbugging was at its peak, and our crowd went a couple of times a week. And of course, on the way home, we'd stop and we'd park, and there we'd sit kissing, alone in the dark. We girls got together during the day and wondered if any had gone all the way. We giggled at gossip that spread all around when a girl in our class had to leave town. Some said she had done it, and that's why she went. Though no one would admit it, honey, we knew what it meant. Do you remember the first time that you tried to smoke? Or the first time you heard a real dirty joke? Was your first drink a real disappointment to you? And when did you start having more than a few? Of course, puppy love full of joy and of tears, I guess that hasn't changed much over the years. Boys missed graduation, in fact, quite a few. They were anxious to join in the fight, World War II. They all looked so grand in their new attire, as proudly they strutted for us to admire, each of them feeling that now they were men. There was no shame, not that war, not then. You know, midnight in its time was considered quite late when we, on Fridays and Saturdays, started to date. Mother was always up having tea. She never once said she was waiting for me. In those days, it was different for Mother and Dad. I just never realized the patience they had. I just took for granted their love and their care. And whenever I needed them, God bless them, they were right there. At what age did you realize that life's not a game? And if you don't know, you can't take the blame. There is no reason if you can't know the truth. Before me, before myself, before you, it is known as the truth. On birthdays, you can't let your real feelings show, but inside you're saying, oh, where did the years go? And as for the years that gained much through the past, how many things would you say in this past? I'll let you be the judge from this moment I've told. Be honest with me. Am I getting old?